उपस्थित हैं प्रमोशन से जुड़ी सारी गतिविधियों को साझा करने के लिए। SSLV D2 का प्रमोशन आज 10 फरवरी 2023 को सुबह 9:18 पर श्रीहरिकोटा के प्रथम प्रमोशन मंच से किया जाएगा। इस मिशन में मुख्य उपग्रह EOS 7 के साथ साथी उपग्रह हैं जानस 1 तथा आजादी सेट। प्रमोशन की उल्टी गिनती 6.5 घंटे पहले शुरू हो चुकी है और सभी गतिविधियां अपेक्षित तरीके से पूर्ण की जा रही हैं। अब हम प्रमोशन से 32 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं।
Namaskar, a very good morning to the viewers. As we gear up for the first launch of the year 2023, you are watching this telecast live from the Mission Control Center at Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shar, Sriharikota, the only spaceport of India. I am Madhuri, bringing to you the commentary in English along with my co-commentator, Mr. Vikas Swarnkar.
Roger.
The SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission will take place today, the 10th of February 2023 at 9:18 hours Indian Standard Time from the first launch pad.
Noted.
This telecast is being brought to you by Doordarshan. Also, the live coverage is available on ISRO website, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. This mission intends to place the prime satellite EOS 07 weighing about 150 kg into 450 kilometers orbit with 37.2 degrees inclination. Apart from EOS 07, there are two co-passenger satellites, Janus 1 from USA and Azadi Sat 2. The nominal duration for SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission is 900 seconds.
SSLV स्मॉल सैटेलाइट लॉन्च व्हीकल एक लघु उपग्रह प्रमोचक यान है। यह इसका दूसरा प्रमोशन होगा। इससे पहले SSLV D1 का प्रमोशन 7 अगस्त 2022 को 9:18 पर श्रीहरिकोटा के प्रथम प्रमोशन मंच से ही किया गया था। इस मिशन में सभी तंत्र उद्देश्य कार्य किए, लेकिन अंतिम क्षणों में द्वितीय चरण के वियोजन के दौरान अपेक्षा से अधिक आवेग की वजह से सेंसर की त्रुटि समझ ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर ने सैल्वेज पाथ में यानी बचाव पथ में जाने का निर्णय लिया और इस तरह मिशन अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा में जाने में असफल रहा था। हम देखते हैं कि अंतरिक्ष प्रयोग कितनी अचूक होने चाहिए, एक छोटी सी त्रुटि भी मिशन के लिए बहुत ज्यादा हानिकारक होती है। लेकिन इसी से इसरो के वैज्ञानिक अभियंता इसे चुनौती की तरह लेते हैं और अध्ययन तथा परिश्रम के लिए और साहस जुटाते हैं। सारे आंकड़ों को पूर्ण अध्ययन के पश्चात इस रॉकेट SSLV D2 को कुछ संरचनात्मक तथा लॉजिकल बदलाव किए गए हैं। फिर कई परीक्षणों तथा समीक्षाओं के पश्चात आज SSLV D2 के प्रमोशन के लिए हम पुनः तैयार हैं इस मिशन के उद्देश्य को पूरा करने के लिए।
Today's launch is the second developmental flight of SSLV after the maiden launch on 7th of August 2022. The previous launch of SSLV D1 and the placement of satellite EOS 02 in highly elliptical unstable orbit, the corrective measures implemented in SSLV D2 include the change of separation system for second stage separation that has proven to generate lesser shock and certain logics of programming. Now you are about to watch the integration film for the launch vehicle integration here at Sriharikota.
P4 MOTR, mobile MOTR, short radiation.
The nozzle end segment being flagged off from the assembly building to the first launch pad. Movement of rocket segments is a critical activity keeping vibrations in strict control.
P3 pulsar on.
यह प्रथम चरण SSLV D2 का, इसे एकीकृत कर लॉन्च पैड लाया गया है तथा दूसरे खंड, इसे मिडिल सेगमेंट कहा जाता है। यह मिडिल सेगमेंट है प्रथम चरण का। अब इसे एकीकृत किया जा रहा है। इसके बाद में हेड एंड सेगमेंट, ये सबसे ऊपरी खंड है SS1 चरण का।
The three segments of SS1 being assembled one on top of the other, and then the igniter for SS1. The carbon fiber case cast with propellant, that is the SS2, in respective interstages, assembled in a separate assembly facility.
यह द्वितीय चरण है, यह भी ठोस नोजल पर आधारित चरण है।
Roger.
इसे भी पूर्ण परीक्षित किया जा रहा है। यह वेंटेड इंटरस्टेज आप देख रहे हैं।
This stage is one of the legendary inheritance from ISRO's launch vehicles.
अब SS2 मोटर को इंटरस्टेज के साथ सुरक्षित कर लॉन्च पैड लाया जा रहा है। तत्पश्चात इसे प्रथम चरण SS1 के ऊपर एकीकृत कर दिया जाता है।
The third stage, again with the carbon fiber motor case being integrated. Now it's being moved to the launch pad for assembly to the launch vehicle.
जी हाँ, यह तृतीय चरण, यह भी ठोस नोजल पर आधारित चरण है। अब इसे भी लॉन्च पैड लाया गया और SS2 के ऊपर में संयोजित कर दिया गया है।
The encapsulated assembly and the satellites being made ready in the preparation facility.
अभी आप देख रहे हैं EOS 7 उपग्रह, यह है आज़ादी सेट। इन सबको ऊष्मा कवच के अंदर सुरक्षित कर दिया गया है। इसे हम एनकैप्सुलेटेड असेंबली बोलते हैं। पूर्ण संयोजित होने के बाद इसे डायरेक्टर SDSC शार ने हरी झंडी दिखाकर रवाना किया।
After getting integrated in the clean room, the encapsulated assembly is being hoisted and integrated to the launch vehicle.
Minus
The launch
23
campaign
minutes.
had begun on Sunday, the 5th of February, and today we are ready for the launch.
पूर्ण संयोजित SSLV D2 प्रमोचक यान तैयार है अपने मिशन को पूरा करने के लिए।
The second developmental SSLV, standing on the launch pad, awaiting its turn to
Roger.
register itself in the annals of history. The countdown for this launch had begun 6.5 hours before the scheduled launch time. We are about 24 minutes from the launch.
इस बीच आपको मिशन विवरण देते हैं। वैसे तो SSLV D1 अपनी प्रथम उड़ान पर ही वायुगतिक क्षेत्र में सभी चरणों के संतोषजनक निष्पादन प्रदर्शित कर चुका है, फिर भी कुछ त्रुटियों को भी उजागर किया है। उन सब क्षेत्रों को सुदृढ़ होकर SSLV D2 अंतरिक्ष यान पुनः अपने विकासशील मिशन के लिए तैयार है। इस यान में मुख्य उपग्रह EOS 7 जो कि 156 kg के भूप्रेक्षण उपग्रह है। इसे 450 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा में 37.2 डिग्री के झुकाव के साथ स्थापित किया जाना है। इसके साथ यात्री उपग्रह के रूप में यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका के जानस 1 जो कि 22.5 kg का अंटारेस USA द्वारा निर्मित एक लघु उपग्रह है। इसके साथ आज़ादी अमृत महोत्सव को दर्शाता आज़ादी सेट 2 स्पेस किड्स इंडिया द्वारा निर्मित आज़ादी सेट 2 उपग्रह है। यह यान 370 kg के निधभार को 450 किलोमीटर की कक्षा में स्थापित करने की क्षमता का प्रदर्शन करने वाला है। यह मिशन कुल 900 सेकंड का होगा।
Let me explain about the launch vehicle. SSLV is a three-stage launch vehicle. The first stage, SS1, has 89.5 tons of HTPP-based propellant. The second stage, SS2, has 7.7 tons, and the third stage, SS3, has 4.5 tons of solid propellant. The velocity trimming module operating on Earth-storable hyperbolic propellants to add orbit the velocity for the satellite to be injected into the correct orbit. Design drivers of SSLV are low cost, low turnaround time, flexibility in
Minus
accommodating
22
multiple
minutes.
satellites, launch on demand feasibility, and minimal launch infrastructure requirements.
RSC confirms data from chain 2.
जैसा कि हम पहले बता चुके हैं, उड़ान की उल्टी गिनती करीब 6.5 घंटे पहले शुरू हो चुकी है। इस दौरान अंतरिक्ष यान को पावर ऑन कर उपग्रह सहित सभी तंत्रों की स्वास्थ्य जांच प्रारंभ हो चुकी है। सभी संचार तंत्रों को सुनिश्चित किया जा रहा है। सुपर कैपेसिटर के आवेशन किया गया। एटीसी तथा मौसम विभाग की अनुमति प्राप्त कर ली गई है। अंतिम सुधारों के पश्चात रियल टाइम प्रोग्राम को ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर पर लोड कर दिया जाएगा और यान के ठोस बूस्टर का प्रज्वलन तंत्र को आम किया जाएगा। ऐसी सारी गतिविधियां सुचारू रूप से जारी हैं और
Minus
संतोषजनक
21
तरीके से पूर्ण की जा रही हैं।
Request all stations change over to channel 2 at T minus 20 minutes. No confirmation is needed to control.
अब हम कुछ ही देर में ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस जारी करने की प्रक्रिया देखेंगे।
The launch will take place at an azimuth of 135 degrees from the first
SHAR
launch
1 and
pad.
2, SHAR 1 and 2 confirms both telemetry carriers normal.
TCTC Roger.
Apart from the radars and telemetry and tracking station at Sriharikota, the stations at Bangalore, Trivandrum, Port Blair, Singapore and Yataraga will track the flight trajectory and flight events.
SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission.
ROD Roger.
RSO to ROD, range safety systems are ready for the launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07.
अब हम प्रमोचन से 20 मिनट की दूरी पर
CNC to TTC Director.
Minus 20
Israq
minutes.
Network confirms readiness to support real-time launch of SSLV D2.
After integration of the launch vehicle, several checks have been carried out to
Request
verify
all
the health of the
stations change over
systems.
to channel 2.
The Launch Authorization Board gives a go-ahead conclusion subject to the satisfactory health of launch vehicle and various other ground-based
Event
systems
139,
and weather.
spacecraft ready and internal battery selection completed.
This is Vehicle Director to Mission Director. All the system parameters of SSLV D2 launch vehicle are normal and within specification. The launch vehicle is ready for SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission.
Mission Director Roger.
Minus 19 minutes.
Timing to control, timing confirms external hold mode.
Roger. LCC1. Please note timing confirmed external hold mode.
LCC noted.
ROD to Mission Director. Range is ready for SSLV D2 EOS 07 launch.
Mission Director Roger.
TTC Director to Mission Director. All track stations and network is ready to support SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission.
Mission Director Roger.
Satellite Director to Mission Director. EOS 07 satellite is ready for SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission.
Mission Director Roger.
Vehicle Director,
18
Range
minutes.
Director, TTC and Spacecraft Director has given.
This is Mission Director. Mission Readiness Review Committee and Launch Authorization Board have already given required clearance for proceeding with the countdown and launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission. All operation in the countdown sequence up to automatic launch sequence have been completed satisfactorily. Based on the clearance obtained from the launch vehicle, spacecraft, range and ISTRAC network station and prevailing favorable weather condition, Mission Director hereby authorized to initiate launch operation sequence for the launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission at 9:18 hours today, that's 10th February 2023.
All stations to note, Mission Director has given authorization for launch. Minus 17 minutes.
Based on the readiness of range, TTC, launch vehicle, and spacecraft, the automatic launch sequence begins a module of quick checks, culminating in the onboard computers initiating the ignition command for the first stage of the rocket, and the rocket will lift off. As you have seen, automatic launch sequence has been initiated.
जी हाँ, ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस शुरू हो चुका है। इसके पश्चात ऑन बोर्ड कंप्यूटर प्री प्रोग्राम तरीके से सभी तंत्रों की जांच कर प्रज्वलन का कमांड देगा। अब हम प्रमोशन से 16 मिनट की दूरी पर
Minus 16 minutes.
Automatic launch sequence initiated for SSLV D2 launch.
SDS servers activated. MC confirms reception of SHA-1 and SHA-2 data.
इस मिशन SSLV D2 EOS 07 का मुख्य उद्देश्य कुछ इस प्रकार है। निम्न भूकक्षा में SSLV की अभिकल्पित निर्धार क्षमता का प्रदर्शन करना और EOS 07 उपग्रह तथा 2 सहयात्री उपग्रह जानुस 1 और आजादी सेट 2 को 450 किलोमीटर की वृत्ताकार कक्षा में स्थापित करना। SSLV लॉन्च व्हीकल एक लघु उपग्रह प्रमोचक यान है। इसकी क्षमता 10 से 500 केजी के नितभार को निचली कक्षा में स्थापित करने की है। इसमें बहुत सी मुख्य बातें हैं जो इसे अन्य प्रमोचक रॉकेटों से अलग बनाती हैं। यह लघु उपग्रहों को निचली कक्षा में स्थापित करने की सबसे कम लागत और क्रांतिक तकनीक का प्रयोग कर रहा है तथा इसका प्रदर्शन करने वाला है। इसे कम से कम समय में तथा कम लागत में तैयार किया जा सकता है, ऐसा इसे बनाया गया है।
The SSLV design has emphasized integration and test simplicity. It is an effective solution for those payloads that were hitherto launched as secondary payloads on medium launch vehicles. Small satellites have to ride share with bigger satellites or wait for a large enough group of small satellites going to a similar orbit. This results in small satellites being placed in suboptimal orbits or waiting for launch schedules to align with larger launches, resulting in launch waiting times. The SSLV is an effective solution for such payloads.
भू स्थित ट्रैकिंग स्टेशंस निरंतर लॉन्च व्हीकल पर नजर बनाए रखते हैं। इसमें शार, बैंगलोर, त्रिवेंद्रम, पोर्ट ब्लेयर, सिंगापुर तथा यत्रगा स्थित ट्रैकिंग स्टेशंस की मदद ली जा रही है। अब आपके सामने एक कट एंड रेजर वीडियो है।
The Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, SSLV, is the latest launch vehicle designed and developed by ISRO to deliver single or multiple nano, micro and mini satellites up to 500 kilograms into 500 kilometer planar orbit. SSLV is a three-stage launch vehicle with all solid propulsion stages, and satellite insertion into the orbit is achieved through a liquid propulsion-based velocity trimming module. SSLV is 2 meters in diameter and a height of 34 meters with liftoff weight of around 120 tons. SSLV being the younger sibling of the legendary PSLV, GSLV and LVM3 has inherited best of the qualities of these three. However, it also offers certain new technology elements considering the functional requirements of its job. Two new solid motors, SS1 and SS3, are now added to ISRO's fleet of solid motors. SS1 motor is the third largest solid booster of ISRO, while SS3 motor is a new composite upper stage solid motor. SSLV vehicle is designed as a ready-to-transfer vehicle with standard interfaces for end-to-end industrial production. This flight of SSLV D2 shall demonstrate the design payload capability of the vehicle in low Earth orbit as well as multi-orbit launching capability through restart of velocity trimming module. SSLV provides low-cost access to space with a flexibility in accommodating multiple satellites. It also offers low turnaround time, launch-on-demand feasibility, minimal launch infrastructure requirements. Small Satellite Launch Vehicle SSLV is deemed as the next workhorse rocket from ISRO, and it is expected to play a major role in the commercial small satellite launch services.
अभी अभी आपने SSLV D2 का कर्टन रेजर वीडियो देखा। आपको प्रमोचक रॉकेट SSLV D2 के बारे में कुछ जानकारी उपलब्ध करा देते हैं। SS1
-10 minutes.
यह प्रमोचक रॉकेट SSLV का प्रथम चरण है। वैसे तो SSLV त्रिचरणीय यान है। उसका प्रथम चरण SS1 है और इसके तीनों चरण SSLV के तीनों चरण ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण हैं। प्रथम चरण SS1 87 टन के ठोस नोदक से बना हुआ है। इसका व्यास 2 मीटर तथा ऊंचाई 22.5 मीटर की है। यह चरण 3 खंडों में बना हुआ है और कुल 2600 किलो न्यूटन का निर्वात प्रणोद उत्पन्न करने की क्षमता रखता है। द्वितीय चरण को SS2 कहा जाता है। यह भी ठोस नोदक पर आधारित चरण है जो कि PSLV के HPS3 चरण का व्युत्पन्न चरण है। SS2 और SS3 क्रमशः 7.7 तथा 4.5 टन के ठोस नोदक वाले चरण हैं। SS2 और SS3 के बाद ऊपर की ओर पेलोड फेयरिंग और पेलोड फेयरिंग के अंदर मल्टी पेलोड अडेप्टर है जहां उपग्रहों को रॉकेट के साथ संयोजित किया जाता है। इस यान का एक मुख्य तंत्र VTM है जो कि वेलोसिटी ट्रिमिंग मॉड्यूल कहलाता है, जो उपग्रहों को अंतःक्षेपण से पहले निश्चित गति तथा अभिवृत्ति प्रदान करेगा। इस तरह SSLV की कुल उत्थापन भार करीब 120 टन की होती है।
Let me now appraise the viewers about the flight events for SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission.
-8 minutes.
At T0, the first stage SS1 ignites and the launch vehicle lifts off. The nominal action time of SS1 is 115 seconds. The second stage, SS2, ignites at 123.7 seconds into the flight, and the first stage separates from the ongoing launch vehicle 400 milliseconds later. This is called hot separation, wherein an upper stage ignites before the separation of a lower stage. In the meantime, the rocket would have crossed 100 kilometers altitude, and closed loop guidance is initiated at 131 seconds into the flight. The payload fairing separates at an altitude of 149 kilometers at 158 seconds into the flight. The second stage burns out after an action time of 124 seconds, having carried the rocket to 281 kilometers altitude and 341 kilometers downrange. After a coasting of 138 seconds, the second stage also separates. The third stage ignites 10 seconds later and operates for 104 seconds. Maximum relative velocity gain takes place during the regime of SS3. The relative velocity changes from 3.3 kilometers per second to 7.2 kilometers per second. After the burnout of SS3, the coasting lasts for 177 seconds. The payload is more or less in the orbital altitude by now.
External power withdrawn.
The velocity trimming module fires nominally for 7 seconds and imparts the velocity and attitude for the injection of satellites.
Flight coefficient loading started.
The prime satellite EOS-07 is injected at an altitude of 450.7 kilometers after a flight duration of 13 minutes from the launch. 95 seconds later, Janus 1 separation takes place. 20 seconds thereafter, Azadisat 2 separates. We are about 5 minutes from the launch.
Minus 5 minutes.
ऑटोमेटिक लॉन्च सीक्वेंस सुचारू रूप से जारी है। अब हम 5 मिनट की दूरी पर हैं प्रमोचन से।
She confirms data from all radars.
इस प्रमोचक यान में कई नई तकनीकों का प्रयोग किया जा रहा है। इसमें बूस्टर सेगमेंट्स को ड्राई जॉइंट की मदद से एकीकृत किया गया है। पायरो सर्किट्स को और सरल बनाया गया है। सेपरेशन सिस्टम को मॉड्यूलर बनाया गया है ताकि इसका उत्पादन सरल तथा कम समय में किया जा सके। अनेक उपग्रहों के समावेश के लिए मल्टी पेलोड एडेप्टर लगे हुए हैं। नेविगेशन विद इंडियन कॉन्स्टलेशन नाविक के साथ मैम सेंसर का उपयोग नेविगेशन गाइडेंस और कंट्रोल के लिए किया जा रहा है। डिजिटल कंट्रोल सिस्टम का प्रयोग कर दिशा नियंत्रण तथा संशोधन तंत्र लगाए गए हैं। इसमें पायरो इग्निशन के लिए सुपर कैपेसिटर का भी प्रयोग किया जा रहा है।
Pyro and wall battery on.
The weather is fine and we are expecting the launch 3 minutes 30 seconds from now.
Onboard computer in flight mode.
Minus 3 minutes.
You're watching the visuals from the launch pad.
SSLV D1 D2 सुसज्ज है प्रथम प्रमोचन मंच पे अपने प्रमोचन के लिए। मौसम पूरी तरह अनुकूल, वायु गति भी पूरी तरह अनुकूल है प्रमोचन के लिए।
-2 minutes.
ATC तथा मौसम विभाग से अनुमति ली जा चुकी है प्रमोचन के लिए। अब हम उड़ान से 1.5 मिनट की दूरी पर सर्वप्रथम SS1 स्टेज का इग्निशन होगा।
About 1 minute remaining.
-1 minute.
Distract start sound.
-55 seconds. -50 seconds.
All sequences sound.
-45 seconds. -40 seconds. -35 seconds. -30 seconds.
Real-time programs activated.
-25 seconds. -20 seconds. -15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Beautiful launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07 on a bright sunny morning.
Event tracking.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन SSLV D2 प्रमोचक यान का अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर SSLV D2 EOS 7 मिशन।
We have confirmation from the Range Operations Director of the normal performance of stage 1, which means close to 2600 kilonewtons thrust. 87 tons of solid propellant burns for 115 seconds.
भारत के आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव को दर्शाता भारत का एक और महत्वपूर्ण मिशन दिन के उजाले में दूर तक दिखाई दे रहा है। बहुत से दर्शक आंखों देखा अनुभव लेने यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं। ये अपने आप में एक अविस्मरणीय अनुभव होता है। सभी की धड़कनें तेज।
Shato is in main auto.
+1 minute.
Apart from the launch-based radars, telemetry and tracking stations at Shar, Bangalore, Trivandrum are currently tracking.
जैसे जैसे यान ऊपर जा रहा है, हम देख रहे हैं इसके सभी तंत्र सामान्य निष्पादन कर रहे हैं और यान निर्धारित दिशा की ओर अपने आप को नियंत्रित करता हुआ आगे जा रहा है।
The flex nozzle of stage is imparting the pitch and yaw control functions, whereas the roll control is by fin tip control.
यान अपेक्षित पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ
On your TV screens, the simulation of the flight. The separation of SS1 will follow the ignition of second stage.
कुछ ही क्षणों में द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन हो, प्रथम चरण को पृथक कर दिया जाएगा।
Second stage ignited, first stage separated, 2C separated.
द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है और प्रथम चरण को सफलतापूर्वक पृथक कर दिया गया है।
The second stage of the rocket has commenced its operation and the first stage has been separated.
Performance normal.
Burn time for SS2 is 124 seconds. This rocket stage with carbon fiber motor case contains 7.7 tons of HTPB based solid propellant.
ऊष्मा कवच को पृथक कर दिया गया है। अब हम प्रमोचन से 177 सेकंड की दूरी पर आ चुके हैं। अभी ऊंचाई 182 किलोमीटर है तथा सापेक्ष गति 2.6 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड।
The closed loop initiated and the payload fairing has
normal.
SS2 चरण का प्रज्वलन पूर्ण होने के पश्चात 140 सेकेंड का कोस्ट फेज शुरू होगा। इस कोस्ट फेज में बिना किसी प्रज्वलन के प्राप्त संवेग से यान 423 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त करेगा।
Shar, Bangalore continue to track. Trivandrum and Port Blair stations have started to acquire
द्वितीय चरण का प्रज्वलन काल समाप्त हो गया है तथा कोस्ट फेज जारी है।
Vehicle is in combined hosting and performance is normal.
of 100 seconds, the SS2 will separate 200 seconds after it SS2 altitude meters per second velocity.
वर्तमान में शार, बेंगलोर, त्रिवेंद्रम तथा पोर्ट ब्लेयर स्थित भू ट्रैकिंग स्टेशंस यान कर ट्रैकिंग कर हम तक आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा ऐसे नेतभारों का प्रयोग कर रहा है जो कि माइक्रो सैटेलाइट बस से सुसंगत और भावी उपग्रहों के लिए उपयोगी नवीन तकनीकों का प्रदर्शन करेंगे। इसमें मिलीमीटर वेव ह्यूमिडिटी साउंडर तथा स्पेक्ट्रम मॉनिटरिंग जैसे पेलोड लगे हुए हैं। EOS 7 का कुल भार 156 kg है तथा इसका कार्यकाल 1 साल का निर्धारित किया गया है। कुछ ही क्षणों में द्वितीय चरण को यान से पृथक कर दिया जाएगा तथा तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू होगा।
Stage separated.
The third stage SS3
Stage ignited.
has commenced its operation.
जी हाँ, तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन शुरू हो चुका है। यह भी करीब 104 सेकंड तक चलकर शांत हो जाएगा। उसके बाद कोस्ट फेज की शुरुआत होगी। तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन सामान्य।
HTPB based solid propellant with a loading of 4.5 tons produces a vacuum thrust of 160 kilonewtons. The stage burns for 104 seconds. The current altitude is 449 kilometers.
इस चरण के अंत तक हम 450 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई तथा 7.24 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड की सापेक्ष गति प्राप्त कर चुके होंगे।
plus 8 minutes.
वर्तमान में हम 480 सेकंड आगे आ चुके हैं प्रमोशन से। यान की ऊंचाई 453 किलोमीटर तथा सापेक्ष गति 6.9 किलोमीटर प्रति सेकंड।
Third stage action completed.
तृतीय चरण का प्रज्वलन काल समाप्त हो चुका है तथा कोस्ट फेज जारी है।
Presently, the third stage has completed its operation,
Vehicle performance normal.
but has not yet been separated. It is a coast phase along with the spent stage mass, velocity trimming module, and the satellites. The duration of coast phase is designed according to the mission requirements, considering the altitude to be reached and velocity to be attained at the time of injection. In the meantime, let me tell you about the satellites taking a ride in this mission. The primary satellite for this mission, EOS-07, is a microsatellite weighing 156 kg, accommodating new technology payloads, millimeter wave humidity sounder, and spectrum monitoring payload. These new technologies, when proven, will be implemented in future operational satellites. The co-passenger satellite Janus-1 from USA is a technology demonstrator smart satellite mission based on Antares software platform. Janus-1 demonstrates modular bus and multi-tenant payloads with onboard edge computing programmable smart EPS, SX band SDR,
Vehicle performance normal.
secure TNC, and digital twinning with SaaS platform. Azadi Sat-2 is a satellite made by SpaceX radio communications, measure radiation levels in space, and demonstrate expandable satellite structure.
अभी यान का कोस्ट फेज जारी है। यान पूरी तरीके से निर्धारित पथ का अनुकरण करता हुआ अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर बढ़ रहा है। इस यान में आजादी सेट एक क्यूब सेट है जिसका भार 8 केजी है। इसे 75 फेम्टो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स के लिए विभिन्न नित भार हैं। इन नित भारों को स्पेस किड्स इंडिया द्वारा एकीकृत किया गया है। इसमें UHF, VHF फ्रीक्वेंसी बैंड ट्रांसपॉन्डर्स लगे हुए हैं जो कि ध्वनि तथा डेटा दोनों के प्रेषण में सक्षम हैं। तृतीय चरण को पृथक कर दिया गया है। यह अंतिम तंत्र वेलोसिटी ट्रिमिंग मॉड्यूल यह यान को अंतिम अभिवृत्ति तथा गति प्रदान करेगा।
The velocity trimming module has ignited and is currently imparting correct orbital parameters for the spacecraft.
सर्वप्रथम हम देखेंगे EOS-7 का अंतःक्षेपण।
Velocity trimming module thrust cutoff.
Plus 12 minutes.
Satellite injection is the next awaited event.
Satellite injection conditions are achieved.
अंतःक्षेपण की स्थितियां प्राप्त की जा चुकी हैं। कुछ ही क्षणों में EOS-7 का अंतःक्षेपण निर्धारित कक्षा में किया जाएगा।
The nominal time of 785 seconds past the launch is scheduled for the prime satellite EOS 07 for injection.
निर्धारित क्रमानुसार EOS 7 प्रथम अंतक्षेपित होगा, उसके बाद Janus 1, फिर अंत में आजादी Sat 2।
EOS 07 satellite separated.
मुख्य उपग्रह EOS 7 का सफलतापूर्वक अंतक्षेपण कर दिया गया है।
There we have the confirmation of the prime satellite EOS 07 separating from the launch vehicle. As per the mission objectives, 2 more satellites awaiting their separation.
नए प्रमोचक यान का प्रदर्शन करता हुआ SSLV D2
Janus 1 22.5 kg satellite from USA, next to be separated.
उचित अभिवृत्ति प्राप्त करता हुआ यान
plus 15 minutes.
Janus 1 satellite separated.
Janus 1 के अंतक्षेपण की पुष्टि की जा चुकी है, उसे सफलतापूर्वक उसके निर्धारित कक्षा में स्थापित किया जा चुका है।
Janus 1 has also been separated, and
separated.
Here we have Azadi
All
Sat 2
three
separation
satellites are
also.
separated. SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission accomplished. Handing over to mission director.
सभी को बहुत शुभकामनाएं। मिशन इस तरीके से पूरा हुआ।
SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission has been fully accomplished.
With the successful launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07 mission, ISRO now has a new credible member in its launch vehicle family. Congratulations to Team ISRO. We are signing off from the commentary box. Do continue to join us for the address by Secretary DOS Chairman ISRO.
शुभ दिन, नमस्कार।
Satellite director. Ravi. So congratulations, the space community of India. So we have a new launch vehicle, small satellite launch vehicle SSLV. In its second attempt today, SSLV D2 has placed the EOS 07 satellite in its intended orbit very accurately. Along with the EOS 07, 2 more satellites were also placed in the required orbit, JANUS-1 through NSIL and from the Antares, and ASADISat through InSpace realized by the Space Kids. So congratulations to all 3 satellite teams for making the satellites as well as placing in the right orbit, and I wish all the very best to the rest of the operations of the satellite for accomplishing their mission goals. Probably all of you are aware that SSLV had its maiden flight, SSLV D1, and we had a narrow miss of placing the satellite in the orbit because of a shortfall in velocity. And I'm very happy to report that we have analyzed the problems faced in the SSLV D1, identified the corrective actions, implemented in a very fast pace, qualified all of those new systems, went through large amount of simulations and studies to ensure that the vehicle will become success this time. And I'm very happy to see that the really intended model of the vehicle has been executed in reality in flight. So we have also a good news that the orbit achieved by the vehicle today, using its very novel, cost-effective and very innovative guidance and navigation system, is exceedingly good. We were targeting to put it in a 450-kilometer orbit. We have very close apogee and perigee, as well as inclination is very small error only. And this also shows that the new model of the vehicle navigation system and electronics that we incorporate in SSLV is doing very well. Before I speak further, I would like to introduce very important people who have worked behind the scenes to make this mission success. First and foremost is the mission director of SSLV, Sri S. Vinod, who is a veteran of the PSLV era, who has taken this task of developing this vehicle along with a small team of people. I think they have toiled for the first mission as well as second mission. Now I will hand over to him to talk about the vehicle, and also then to the project director of the satellite, EOS 07, Sri Ravichandra Babu, will speak after that. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Let me first say good morning, ISRO, and good morning, India. It's a momentous occasion for us. It's a proud occasion for ISRO that we have now a new launch vehicle to be offered to the launch vehicle community. It all began in 2018, a journey which started in 2018 had reached its intended destination today. The journey which has traversed through its nascent phase of configuration, realization, fabrication, testing, analysis, and finally it even had to overcome the COVID phase. It reached the launch pad last year, and we had the maiden flight in August, 7th August. As mentioned by Chairman, we had a small anomaly observed in that, and we couldn't put the satellites in the intended orbit. But detailed analysis further by a number of teams was carried out, and we were able to pinpoint the problem in the system, and we had to overcome that. And I would like to say that we overcame that, and in the shortest period of 5 months, we have come back. In the shortest period of 5 months, we had to realize 5 new hardwares, a new separation system. In addition to that, we have to make modification to the navigation and the guidance scheme, and also carry out a lot of testing to make the system robust. Today, we could accomplish with this launch the laid objective of SSLV, that's to have a low-cost, low turnaround time satellite which can offer launch on demand. This would not have been possible but for the effort of a number of people. I think the entire ISRO has worked for us. The launch vehicle team in VSSC, the navigation team in IASU, the propulsion team in liquid propulsion team in LPSC. We had the range team, and also the ISTRAC team, and also the satellite team jiving with us to realize this happen. I thank all of them for the tremendous support they have offered to us. And of course, we derive our confidence from our review mechanism. There have been a lot of review mechanism, and starting from the design review, the configuration review, then the post-flight review, the post-test analysis, all those things, the review mechanism has helped us, and I today acknowledge the rigorous review conducted by all the review committee and thank them for the support. I also thank the management which had shown confidence in the relatively new small team to realize this new launch vehicle for ISRO in the shortest period which is possible. Especially a chairman, Sri Somnath, who is the main architect of the vehicle, and he is considered as the system engineer for this. And he has been the main support for us, always helping out in all the conditions, and so that we are able to resolve all our issues and come back on track. Thank you very much, sir, for the support you have offered to us. I would like to thank the satellite team also led by Sri Ravichandra Babu. They also made the satellite in the shortest possible time with innovative technology, and they were able to jive with our launch. And I would also thank the confidence shown by ENSIL and InSpace for assigning 2 more passenger payload to us in the development phase itself. Last but not the least, I would like to thank the family members of ISRO for the support and the motivation they give to us, which makes us to do things like this. And on a personal note, I would like to thank my wife, Smita, who also helped me in my situation of a medical emergency for the past 3 months. She has been supporting me mentally and physically. So as a last, I would say that we would be coming back soon with the next launch of SSLV to make ISRO as well as the nation proud. Jai Hind.
Respected Chairman ISRO, Center Directors, all the dignitaries present online and offline, all my senior colleagues and friends, very good morning to all. EOS 07 satellite, it's really unique in terms of the requirement to the completion of satellite and handing over to vehicle. All happened in a so fast track mode. Within 4 to 5 months, we have realized the complete thing. In fact, the requirements has come as early as September 22, where the ongoing mission was already going on, but the teams were common to both. Still, we have assimilated all the configuration essentials required, and we were looking for best of the payloads to make an opportunity to fly in this mission. Keeping the heritage systems of mainframe intact without changing much, we were looking for the payloads. SAC Ahmedabad has come out with a few payloads. We have done a thorough analysis, system level analysis, and finally we could identify 2 of the best payloads which are giving very good input for the future operational missions. So in addition to that, 2 more payloads got added. All the onboard experiments were unique in its nature, and these are going to be really fruitful in terms of giving inputs for the future operational missions, in terms of radar monitoring, the signal monitoring from the aircrafts, then the humidity profile generation, S-band interference with terrestrial network, and even one of the instrument gives best advantage for the acceleration in the next SpaceX mission also. Really, it wouldn't have been possible without the involvement of the hard work of all the team members and the review committees. Though it was in a fast track mode, we have not turned any stone unturned for the reviews purpose also, and the performance is seen today. And the satellite is already in orbit. I thank SSLV team for putting it in the right orbit, and already the mission team has taken over the mantle. Solar panels have deployed, and the power generation has started, and the initiation of the procedures to stabilize the satellite is on, and we will complete the mission live with the best performance. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you. What you are seeing in the just behind me are the people who are the core team members of SSLV. So they are a very small team. Along with the mission director, they made the entire vehicle realization through the center's support. Now, being a development and launch, I have a privilege to request some of the very important leaders in this community who have been working to make both the satellite and the launch vehicle ready for this mission. So I would like to call first the Launch Authorization Board Chairman, Director of SDS Ishar Rajarajan, followed by Director of LPSC, the Management Council Chair of the Space Transportation System, Director of ESSC, the Center Director of the Launch Vehicle Development, and the director of URSC, who is a Project Management Council chair of the Space Infrastructure, which is developing all the satellites, director of the Space Application Center, who is a chair of the Project Management Council of the application side, and also who developed the payloads for this EOS 07, and director of IASU, who made this novel inertial system for this SSLV. Also, over to you.
A very good morning to the entire space community and all those who are seeing this historical launch. Thanks to Chairman ISRO, Secretary Department Space, and our mentors. It seems that ISRO has one more kid in its stable to put its canvas, to draw its canvas into space. I think ISRO has delivered a smart kit to put, and today I was remarking that the weather is so benign, not even a single speck of clouds or this one, ready to put its canvas on so that this smart kit can draw its picture and painting and put the satellites in orbit. I thank the entire community for putting such an effort to come back and look at all the aspects, including the realization of the hardware, production, assembly. Actually, I will say, the project team is very light on its feet. There is no inertia in the project, and there is actually, I didn't see even a DRM is actually happening on the shop floor to really make it fast in a faster time in the launch campaign activities and do the launch. I wish them all the best in the coming launches, and let us have very successful launch as we have multiple launches to come. And at SSLV, we are all ready to receive all the satellite and launch vehicles to go ahead with the launch campaign. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Very good morning to all of you. The SSLV is the 6th launch vehicle developed by ISRO, and today's successful accomplishment of this launch vehicle, placing the EOS 07 satellite and 2 more micro satellites, is a major achievement for the country and a major proud moment for the ISRO community. After the small setback, the team ISRO has worked meticulously well through a thorough review process, and we have come back and we have demonstrated the capability of this vehicle. Today, you would have seen the performance of all the vehicle systems were as expected and as predicted, including the liquid propulsion velocity trimming module performance. On this occasion, let me congratulate and compliment each and every ISRO team members, the launch vehicle community, satellite community, payload community, all the team members for the wonderful job what is done. This accomplishment is because of the very systematic and sincere hard work of each and every ISRO team members and the system what we are having, meticulous review system what we are having. On this occasion, once again, let me compliment and congratulate each and every one of you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Very good morning, India. First of all, let me congratulate the entire ISRO centers for this excellent success after the setback we had in a few months back. Yes, it is doubly sweeter now because this success is after that failure. Though the vehicle system performed well in the first mission, there was a small glitch where during the second stage, there was the vehicle axial dynamics got excited and thereby leading to a salvage action. The mission could not be, the satellite could not be injected into orbit. And this for a few months, we have been working hard to make it, all the systems perform as expected, and today we have the results. And I want to congratulate the entire team, especially the team from the small team, as I was introduced here, the SSLV team. We have many more exciting missions now. We are going to have, so shortly the PSLV will be there, C-55, and many more exciting missions are there. Once again, I congratulate the entire team. Thank you very much.
Good morning. What an uplifting start for the year 2023. What else we can ask for, where this year, with the successful launch of SSLV D2 and the EOS 7 mission, ISRO and India is in for a very exciting time for the next 12 months. And this has been made possible by both the project teams of the SSLV and the satellite team, who have inspired not only themselves, but also inspired the rest of the teams. The teams with their performance inspiring the leadership inspiring the team with exciting task. That is what we have witnessed today. All the very best for the SSLV team for bringing in a new launch vehicle to our stable. The work at the Satellite Center and the Operations Center will continue now, as has been already mentioned by the Project Director EOS 7. The satellite is in good health and it is being stabilized in preparation for operation of a very exciting 3 new payloads. We look forward to a long life, longer than the projected 1-year life for this mission, because the injection of the satellite is very precise. So whatever fuel we had accounted for correcting the injection orbit will now be utilized for extending the life of the satellite. Thank you very much for both the project teams, SSLV as well as the EOS 7, for delivering as promised. Wish you all the very best. Jai Hind.
Good morning, everybody. At the outset, let me congratulate the ISRO community led by our dear chairman, Mr. Somnath, and all the other center directors and all others who have contributed to this mission. And I also congratulate the SSLV team, the vehicle team, the satellite team, as well as the payload team for excellent performance during this mission. And nothing is powerful as the idea whose time has come. So launch on demand is going to be the reality now for the ISRO community as well as the country. And I congratulate the satellite as well as the payload team for excellent contributions in form of these 2 payloads which we have put in EOS 7, that is microwave humidity sounder as well as the spectrum monitoring payload, which will go a long way as a precursor to future full-fledged mission related to sounder mission as well as the spectrum monitoring payloads for our future satellites. So once again, I congratulate all of you. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all of you. On this happy occasion, let me congratulate all ISRO colleagues who have, as well as the industry who have contributed in realizing this. Few months back, with them setback, we have gone back and studied and extensively so that no stone is left unturned, so that we could today we can have a very perfect launch. So here there are 2 very important aspects. The vehicle, when we talk about integration of things over months or weeks or months together, here it is a matter of 36 hours. The team could integrate, test and declare that it is ready to launch. So that is a very great achievement. So now the time is money. So therefore, that's the cost, that aspect of what we are looking at. And again, on our personal or our navigation area, we are able to, as the chairman mentioned, we are able to come out with a very innovative, cost-effective solution. That is one of the low-cost sensor in our stable, but we could get almost the best performance what we could get today. So I am really very happy that we are able to achieve the highest performance with the lowest type of cost as well as the innovative technologies. So let me congratulate again the vehicle team
as well as for the spacecraft also. Within the short time, the inertial actuators as well as the reference systems could be made ready so that the spacecraft also is able to meet the time schedule what we had targeted. And now today I am happy that the performance of the spacecraft also is excellent, and I wish the spacecraft for its intended purpose for more duration, and we have given really a very good orbit, so that translates into more life of the spacecraft too. So congratulations to all of you again. Thank you. Jai Hind.
So thank you once again, all the team members. Vehicle director. Yes. So before we conclude today's launch program, let me also develop on a few more points. Currently, we are preparing the next launch of GSLV Mark III, the LVM-3 M3 mission, leading to the launch of OneWeb India 2 36 satellites. So we are preparing that launch. This launch will take place by around March, middle. Then today, immediately after this launch, we are preparing, commencing the launch campaign of PSLV C55 launch. This launch is for NSIL, for a commercial launch to be done by most probably by the end of March. So the launch campaign will commence today by the placing of the rocket at the launch pedestal in a new facility that is going to be used this time. So these are two important events happening. And we are also preparing parallelly for the landing demonstration of the reusable launch vehicle. Currently the teams are at the landing site at Chitradurga. We are hoping that in few days of time everything will be all right. The initial preparations will be all right, and we'll be able to do the landing demonstration. This year is going to be filled with a lot of new developments and activities, specifically leading to the Gaganyaan program. And we are hoping to have the test flight, test vehicle missions of showing abort and recovery capability of the crew module to be demonstrated in one mission today, and also followed by one more launch this year itself, and also for trying for the unmanned mission if these two missions go very well. We also have launches of GSLV for launching the NAVIC series of new series of NAVIC satellites using the GSLV. And we are hoping that we will be able to have that launch and also a repeat launch of GSLV prior to the launch of NISAR, which is scheduled by the end of this year. I also want to tell you that there are many more launches of PSLV scheduled. I am not going into the details of each of them today for lack of time and the brevity of my speech. So let me congratulate once again the entire ISRO community for the wonderful work that you have done. This year, 2023, this is the inaugural launch, and I think that this will set the tune for the rest of those activities that are going to happen. Congratulations once again, and also for all those satellite teams from NSIL who are come on commercial basis, and also the Asadi site who came on board second time, and they are not missed. They are like SSLV only, so they have become successful in this attempt. So congratulations for all those girl children who have worked to make this small satellite come out very well. Congratulations to all of the entire team of ISRO for making this day beautiful and successful, for setting the tune for what ISRO is going to take forward. Thank you so much. All the very best to you.